A rainy day in Des Moines, but it's beautiful inside Wells Fargo Arena here in downtown Des Moines, Iowa, getting set for the second Class 4A quarterfinal matchup. It is the Sabres of Central DeWitt taking on the Warriors of Norwalk. Hello, everybody, and welcome in courtside. As I'm Zaron Egestal, joined by Joanne Settles, and getting set for this matchup here between the Sabres and the Warriors. And Joanna, what a matchup we have here in Class 4A.
Some real superstars. You have to start with Norwalk's sisters, the Birmingham duo that's hard to stop. They each are putting up over 20. And then on the other side with Central DeWitt, you have Walker, who scores a ton of points. What's gonna be the difference?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out, though. The first quarterfinal here in Class 4A went the way of the 8th seed, Xavier of Cedar Rapids, and it's one of those brackets here in Class 4A. You just never know who is going to come out on top.
One of the on top, Xavier's just finishing up now. And you have to shout out to Libby Fandel, one of Iowa's finest high school basketball players. She just broke the state record in rebounding. Oh, by the way, she had 37 points. She had 25 boards. 20 of those were defensive. Outstanding.
Let's take a look at our road to state and how these two teams got here to Des Moines between Central DeWitt, and we'll start first with the Sabres, 20-4 this year. They were the champions of Region 4, defeated Clear Creek Amana to get here. They score 65, almost 66 points per game, which is third best in Class 4A, and they shoot the three ball quite well, 36%, second best in 4A this year. Lauren Walker became the all-time leader in career points at Central DeWitt this season, and she is having herself quite the year, 25 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and also dishes off the ball quite well. On the other side, taking a look at Norwalk coming into this game, they are 22-1 on the season. The champions of Region 5 defeated Pella to get here. First state tournament appearance since 2007. They had a pretty good run through that early part of the 2000s. They also score about 67 points per game, second best in Class 4A, and they shoot the free throw very well, 75%. They actually broke a school record earlier this year, shooting 27 for 27 in a game, and it's going to take free throw shooting like that tonight to find a win over Central DeWitt, or I should say this afternoon. And as you talked about before, the Birmingham sisters, 20 points per game for Braylon, and Bailey puts up 16 points per game so far this year. It's going to be a fun one here in Class 4A. Who is going to go on to take on Xavier in the semifinal round a little bit later on this week? We'll find out when we come back. We'll also have our seeds for success. This is State Tournament Basketball here from inside Wells Fargo Arena on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to downtown Des Moines, Iowa, Wells Fargo Arena, as we're getting set for the 4-5 matchup here in Class 4A. It's been a really fun girls basketball tournament so far. Central DeWitt, the Sabres, and Norwalk, the Warriors, getting set to match up in this one. And now for our seeds for success, Joanna Settles has those for us. Jenna, what is going to take it for each of these two teams to win this game?
For Central DeWitt, they need to stop the dribble drive. Braylon and Bailey Birmingham are so good when they put the ball on the floor, and it's tough to stop, says Coach Ron O'Brien. For Norwalk, they have to take quality shots, and that's by Coach Joe Segrist. Now, according to the team, who I talked to the girls by themselves before the game, they just want to play with moxie. Playing with moxie is playing with confidence and courage, and both teams want to score in transition. Norwalk plays fast, yet Central DeWitt plays even faster.
Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by our friends at Channel Seeds. Thank you to our friends at Channel Seeds for sponsoring today's Seeds for Success. As you look on and see both teams warming up here, there's Central DeWitt. They're going to be in their black uniforms here. And you talked about coaches. Both of these two coaches, very experienced. Of course, Joe Segrist brought Valley here many times, won a couple of state championships. And, of course, Ron O'Brien has also brought the DeWitt Sabres here a couple of times in the last 3 years.
Yes, that's one thing that has brought them that they have in common, although the girls, don't have the experiences that the coaches do. But one thing they have in common is both teams had big key wins early in the season. Central DeWitt, of course, in a thriller, beat Davenport North, which not many teams can beat Davenport North, and then turned right around and beat Pleasant Valley, and that set the tone for their season. And then Norwalk beat Dallas Center Grimes. And if you know anything about the Little Hawkeye Conference for years in girls basketball, no one in the conference has been able to beat DCG. Of course, they won it 2 years ago. They were here last year, and yes, they're here again.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, it's time to meet the teams and tip the basketball off here inside Wells Fargo Arena. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Basketball Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to be the title sponsor of this amazing event. Iowa's farmers work endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our local communities. Similarly, Iowa's student athletes dedicate countless hours to train and excel in their sport. Partnering with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union allows us to celebrate farmers and student athletes while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is a tremendous achievement, and it requires strong support. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we can celebrate and honor students for their accomplishments on the basketball court and in the classroom. The Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to your success, assisting our organization in providing awards, grants and scholarships, as well as concussion insurance and these wonderful championship hats. These contributions not only protect student athletes' health, but also highlight outstanding performance in both athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have so much to be proud of, and every single one of us plays a role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on an outstanding season and best of luck in the tournament.
Everyone in attendance, please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Central DeWitt High School and Norwalk High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Lindy Mayle of Fort Dodge High School, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Central DeWitt High School, Kay Goddard. And from Norwalk High School, Tim Clay. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by everyone here in attendance today. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation. And as the girls in the video said, enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce our players in today's 4A quarterfinal matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Central DeWitt Sabres. Number 1, Maylee Nelson. Number 3, Landry Ruggedberg. Number 5, Lena Peroni. Number 12, Quinn Schrader. Number 14, Emma Putman. 22, Zoe Fulsang. Number 24, Alyssa Lippens. 25, Bria Roos. 33, Claire McGarry. And 42, McKenna Animas. Your assistant coaches, Kayla Martins, Jim Hand, and Mike Hofer. And now, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Norwalk Warriors. Number 0, McKenna Reeder. Number 5, Peyton Travis. Number 12, Ellie Dewland. Number 13, Olive DeRocher. Number 14, Avery Thomas. Number 15, Grace Linder. 22, Braylon Clark. 23, Kara Scandrett. 24, Kerrigan Van Zanti. And number 30, Eddie Stillman. Your assistant coaches, Rob Wiedebrand, Tony Birmingham, Taylor Benshoff, and Bert Hansen. All right, here are your starters for today's 4A quarterfinal. For Central DeWitt at guard, a 5'8" junior number 2, Kinley Burt. For Norwalk at guard, a 5'9" junior number 1, Pearl Brown. At guard for the Sabres, a 5'8" junior number 4, Ava Putman. At guard for the Warriors, a 5'4" junior number 2, Hannah Overholzer. For Central DeWitt at guard, a 5'4" junior number 11, Clara LeConte. For the Warriors at guard, a 5'10" freshman number 10, Braylon Birmingham. For the Sabres at guard, a 5'8" senior number 30, Lauren Walker. For the Warriors at forward, a 5'9" junior number 11, Ava Carlson. And at center for the Sabres, a 6' freshman, number 32, Audie Fulsang. For the Warriors at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 20, Bailey Birmingham. Head coach for the Sabres is Ron O'Brien. For the Warriors, Joseph Sigrist. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce your officials for today's 4A quarterfinal as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Your referee, Tyler Vanderloo. Umpire, Bruce Kaiser. And umpire, Jason Weedle. Your bench official, Dante Terry. All right, who's ready for state tournament basketball?
Welcome back here courtside, and before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank all of those offices for supporting the Iowa Girl. We are ready to tip things off between the 4 seed and the 5 seed, Central DeWitt and Norwalk. And we've got to fight for a basketball right away. If that's an indicator of how this game is going to be, we are sure in for a good one, as they were ready to have a jump ball 5 seconds into the game. It will be Norwalk that will have it first, but Central DeWitt, again, feisty for the basketball. Can they save it? Still rolling around, and Lauren Walker will finally come away with it.
Yes, feisty on the first 2 plays, and you saw the defensiveness of Pearl Brown even on the tip.
And that was one of the things, as we're going to have our first foul of the ball game, that was one of the things that Coach Segrist mentioned, that Pearl Brown, she's the leader defensively. She likes to scrap and fight for those loose balls.
And that's a matchup to watch, because Pearl Brown is tasked with guarding Central DeWitt's number 30, Lauren Walker.
Beautiful on the inbound pass, in Central DeWitt on the board here early, as Putman finds it. Always nice when you can get those inbound plays that work to perfection. Norwalk will answer right back as Ava Carlson gets a good feed on the right side.
There's that dribble penetration by the freshman Braylon Birmingham, giving it up when she's doubled for an easy 2 for Norwalk.
Lauren Walker trying to work out of a double team, as Norwalk quickly gets a body on the prolific scorer, and she fights through both defenders, takes the contact, and the foul on the floor. Brown is going to pick up the foul for the Warriors. Now lining up for a 3. That shot is up, and it is no good. As back the other way come the Warriors with the basketball. Can Norwalk find the score for the first time? And now we're going to have another foul whistled on the drive there by Overhalser. Kinley Burt charged with her first foul. What will Norwalk do offensively to try to get things going? A team that scores 65 points per game can't get the first one to go. Too far under, and it's going to be taken away by Burt.
That's a tough place to be doubled, right underneath the basket.
Shot off the glass is up, and it is good. Friendly roll. Once again scoring is Putman. And Putman will find her second basket. Now we're going to have another foul called against the Sabres on a drive inside by the freshman Braylon Birmingham, who does not play like a freshman.
No, she doesn't. She's the leading scorer for all freshmen in the state. Very impressive. Keep your eyes on her. And that's number 4, Ava Putnam. She is so quick, but that shows how fast Central DeWitt scores. Once they got the ball in their hands, it was down the court, and they scored in a matter of seconds.
4-2 our score here early, as Norwalk set to inbound the basketball. It is Birmingham, the freshman, and stolen right back by Lauren Walker. Another steal for the Sabres. And Walker, will she try to go all the way? No, she has it stripped out of her hands by Overhalser. Now Overhalser loses it right back to Walker. Walker's 1-on-2. That's not going to scare her, though. She drives in looking for the contact. She gets it, and she'll go to the free throw line. Whether she's 1-on-2 or 1-on, no matter, she was going to take that all the way.
Absolutely.
Already the third team foul against Norwalk here, and we're less than 2 minutes into this opening quarter. So could turn into some free throw shooting between these two teams. And the first one is up, and it is good. Well, let's watch this again. 2 defenders, a third one coming as a trail. No teammates in sight till the end. And she takes it right to the rack. Gets the first free throw to go. She'll get one more opportunity.
Brown was confused on the call, but on the replay, it was pretty evident that she was into the offense.
Both free throws go. 80% free throw shooter this year. Just over 80 at 83% for Walker this season. It's now a 6-2 lead in favor of Central DeWitt. You mentioned earlier some big wins this season for Central DeWitt.
Bigger than big. Those are huge wins. To beat Davenport North, I mean, they have so much talent on their team, and then to turn around and beat PV.
Bailey Birmingham will knock down the triple for Norwalk to get them back to within one. And now looking for the steal. It's poked out by the freshman of the two Birminghams. Braylon knocks it away, and now she's going to look to drive inside and has it stripped right back from her.
Yes, they brought the double team from the weak side, and it worked out for them.
It was 3-on-2. Good defense by Norwalk, as they had only two defenders. The three offenders for the Sabres still able to knock that one out of bounds. It will stay with Central DeWitt. But not an easy bucket. They'll get it into Walker. Overhalser right on top of her. Both of them go to the floor. Walker's able to get rid of it without traveling. Now just 20 on the shot clock for the Central DeWitt Sabres. Backdoor feed inside. Another fight for the basketball. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball this time, as it seems like just about every time down the floor we've had girls on the floor.
Lots of bodies on the floor. But Norwalk has to mix things up. They had Pearl Brown. She's kind of the defensive specialist, if you will, who's supposed to be guarding Walker. She's already on the bench. And now Overholzer takes over. She goes over the screen, and it doesn't not give Walker an easy look at the basket.
And Walker is going to get called for an offensive foul, as they were looking to switch defensively. I think that's something that maybe Norwalk saw on film, that they could switch, put that body in front of her, and try to draw some offensive fouls, and they do right there.
Yes, they hedge out on that screen, give her two defenders, and she tries to go through, and that doesn't work.
Now Norwalk with a chance. They're trying to cut back into this deficit, a chance to take the lead. Down by just one. Bailey on the drive inside, left hand, it's up and it's good. Little floater with the left hand.
That's a pretty basket. Of course, the Sabres are trying to stop that dribble drive, and they're not able to do so. The offense of the Birminghams is so prolific.
Can it be saved? It can, but right into the hands of Norwalk, looking for a two on the run. Still a loose ball, and finally the Sabres will come up with it. And it is thrown off the foot. What a play there by Zoe Fulsang, as we'll have an IMT substitution. Into the game is Landry Ruggeberg, playing her 25th game of the year. But what a play there to knock that ball back out of bounds and get a possession for your team.
Yes, Braylon Birmingham had a great pass, pushing that tempo.
There's a drive inside, a little kiss off the glass.
This is a fast-paced game. A lot of the girls out here breathing really heavy, even halfway through in this first quarter. So already quite a bit of substitutions.
Norwalk looking for two, has the shot deflected, and back the other way come the Sabres with a 1-point lead, looking to add on. Lauren Walker inside. Her shot high arcing, maybe a little bit too strong off the glass, and she just picked up her second foul on the rebound.
She did a little frustration there on the miss. Maybe thought she was fouled, so it goes hard after that offensive board. But number 11 for Norwalk, Ava Carlson, playing really well. She runs fast in transition and comes up with a big rebound for the Warriors.
And you can tell what kind of leadership Lauren Walker has. As soon as she picked up the foul, she looked right at her bench at Coach O'Brien and said, "I'm good. Please leave me in the game."
Well, that just depends on if they have a rule or not. Some coaches are like, you have two, you're done for the first quarter. So that would definitely put some pressure on the coaching staff and the team with Central DeWitt if she's not able to stay in the game. But they'll definitely need other people to step up, whether she's in the game or not.
Coach Ron O'Brien taking his first time out, third year here at Central DeWitt. He's 48-18, eighth year overall coaching girls basketball, 117 wins, just 47 losses in his girls basketball coaching career. Called the timeout there. I think everybody kind of needed a timeout just to kind of slow the pace down maybe a little bit, give everybody a little bit of a breather.
I think it was just a breather. There's no slowing down the pace of this game.
We hope not. It's been fun so far, as Braylon Birmingham will bring the ball across the line. And we'll see what Norwalk can do. Overhalser will drive inside. She lost it out of bounds. Was it touched by a Central DeWitt player? It was on the way through. So Norwalk gets the keep at 22 on the shot clock. 3:45 here in the opening quarter of basketball in this Class 4A quarterfinal. Give it back to Overholzer. Looking on a drive inside. Little pull-up, too, and she knocks it down.
Little one-on-one action.
Putman comes back the other way. Now an answer for Central DeWitt. That one's up and in is no good. As Alyssa Lippens, the senior, bombs away, but that one spun around the rim and back out. Norwalk with the lead. They haven't led much in this game, but they lead now, looking to add on with Bailey Birmingham from range. And now Central DeWitt throws it away. So a little 5-point run for Norwalk, and they get the defensive stop. Let's watch Birmingham again. Hand in her face, no problem. Nothing but nylon. 12-8 the lead in favor of Norwalk. 2:55 to play here in the opening quarter. And the Warriors add on. Looks like Central DeWitt trying to put a little face guard on Braylon Birmingham.
Right, they'd rather anyone but Braylon bring the ball up the court.
And now a stop defensively. No, we're going to have a fight for a loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? And a foul is going to be called against Norwalk. You saw that one coming as everybody was diving everywhere. The ball was either going to go out of bounds, we were going to have a jump or a foul called, and the foul is whistled against Norwalk's Grace Linder. Comes in off the bench, has started one game this year, but primarily a little depth for Norwalk. Lauren Walker, tough shot, no good. Little strong coming off that rim. Overholzer back the other way. Kick out Birmingham. Can she have another? No, this time it's no good. Offensive rebound, put back is good for Norwalk. Ava Carlson, the 5'9 junior, shoots 60% from the floor and is perfect there. That's a 2 if it's good. It is no good. And Braylon Birmingham with the rebound. Inside the lane from the free throw line. It's off the left side, no good. And Lauren Walker will get it back. We continue our track meet up and down the court. Walker, transition 3, no. Now Birmingham racing back the other way. She's one-on-one with Walker, can help come. Spin move, left hand, lays it in. What a beautiful move. Timeout, Central DeWitt. It's a full one. We'll take it as well. All of a sudden, Norwalk leads 16-8. Let's watch this one more time as we go to break. Spin cycle. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. At American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7.
Back inside Wells Fargo Arena here in Des Moines. The fans enjoying this one. We have as well 16-8 the lead in favor of Norwalk, the 4 seed over the 5 seed Central DeWitt. Sarah Nagastal and Joanna Settles with you, and fast and furious through this one so far, Joanna.
It is, and part of that is because Central DeWitt has not connected a lot on those missed shots, which there have been too many for them. Norwalk is able to get out, run quickly down the court, and score in transition.
Now it's up to Central DeWitt to try to shut off this run from Norwalk. They won't this time as Birmingham gets her hands in there again and steals it away. Now Bailey will bring it up across the court. And Bailey's going to try to drive all the way inside. We've got a foul coming. Is it a block or a charge? It's a block. Count the basket in the harm. A chance at an old-fashioned three-point play for Bailey Birmingham as she just takes this one straight to the rack, goes up against the defender, and kisses it in.
She's going 1-on-3 there. You can see the defense is not set. It's a really hard task to try to stop this Norwalk team, especially with the 1-2 punch of Braylon Birmingham and Bailey Birmingham.
And anytime you send Norwalk to the free throw line, likely the shot is going in. Lauren Walker is going to go back this time. We mentioned Norwalk before, had 27 for 27 earlier in the game this year. As a team, it's 75%. Now, normally you see some players that are in the 80s, high 70s, but as a team, how often do you see a team that shoots almost 80% from the free throw line?
Not often. However, back in the 6-on-6 day, that was actually a low percentage. So we got to throw back for that. I'm actually surprised how many teams are in the 60s%, which is very common even at the state tournament, because you're working your game, you're working off the dribble, you're working full court, you're shooting so many more threes that it's kind of a lost art of great free throw shooting. But back in the 6-on-6 game, you know, in those days, a lot of players were in the 90%. So that's one big change that we've had in the past 30 years.
Lauren Walker adds a couple of free throws, and now a steal. It's kicked ahead to Walker. Can she beat everybody down the court? She can. 2 more. Now 4 in a row. But that play was set up by Putman as she stole it and was able to flip it over the head right to Walker, racing the other way. 4 straight now for Central DeWitt after they gave up almost a double-digit run to Norwalk. Here's a 3 on the way. That one's long, no good. A rebound will come to Central DeWitt. They've got 4 in a row. Can they add on to that and try to cut into this deficit, which is 19-12 currently? 7 points. Lauren Walker going to try for a 3. It's 7 in a row as Walker rattles that one home.
Norwalk gave her too much room. She can't have that much space. They need to get out on her past the perimeter, so she has to put the ball on the floor and slow her down for threes.
We knew this game was going to have a lot of scoring in it. Both teams are nearing the 20 mark here as we wind down here in the opening quarter. 5 seconds. Birmingham for 3. There will be a second or so left after the rebound. Can they put a shot up from 3/4 quarter court? They will not. A fast and furious opening 8 minutes. It's Norwalk, the 4 seed, with the lead 19-15. We'll come back for the second 8 minutes, which we assume will be just as much fun. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Mr. Frank. Frank. Mr. Frank. I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
In your neighborhood, there's a place so good. It's so nice to be at a store meant for me. The feeling of family, you have to agree.
Wow, thanks, Fairway Frank.
Welcome to Fairway, your Fairway family.
Fans across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks are providing jobs, supporting businesses, and strengthening our communities. Here, success is built by you, and the life you build is backed by Iowa Banks. See what it means at iowabankers.com. And it's been a fun one so far here in Class 4A between Norwalk and Central DeWitt. It'll be Norwalk basketball to start in the second quarter. They lead 19-15. It's been 7 straight scored by Central DeWitt starting in this quarter. Can Norwalk find an answer? They tried for a 3 for a 2-for-1 opportunity, but were unable to get that 3 to go. Now it's Overhalser. She'll feed it inside, looking for 2. What a pass from Overhalser. It did not look like there was much space in there, but she's able to get it into Carlson for 2.
Yes, Ava Carlson positions herself so well on offense and defense. If you want to watch just her on a couple possessions, she works so hard. She's not the focus. She's not one of the main scorers, but here she is on the weak side rebounding. She always puts herself in a position to help her team.
Norwalk gets it back. They had a little runner there in the lane by Braylon Birmingham, unable to get it go. It was stripped out of her hands and out of bounds. It stays with the Warriors. 25 seconds on the shot clock. And we'll see what Norwalk does with it this time. Little floater in the lane, 2-point basket, no good, a bit strong. We're going to have a quick foul called.
And Pearl Brown just came back into the game after 2 early fouls in the first quarter. Got to start here in the second quarter and now didn't make it a minute without picking up her third.
So Pearl Brown immediately will go back to the Norwalk bench. And as you have mentioned a couple of times, she's so key for them defensively. How will that affect them now with her having to go back to the bench and probably will spend most of this second quarter there on the sidelines?
Well, the great thing is that Hannah Overhauser is so good, so she will pick up where Brown left off.
And there it is. Good call as Overhauser will grab the steal and come back the other way. Overhauser, a transfer from Texas, coming here to play with Norwalk this year. She played for Trinity Christian in Lubbock the last couple of years. Actually was an all-district player there for Trinity Christian in Lubbock, Texas. And there's a little drive in for 2. It is up and it is good. By Bailey Birmingham finds 2 more, makes it 23-15.
Yes, a great ambidextrous move.
Here's a 3 ball on the way. LeConte can't get it to go, but the rebound by Putman is also no good. Putman able to grab quite a few rebounds, some steals. She's nifty with the hands, but just couldn't quite get that one to go.
No, but who was there? Carlson with great positioning to get the board for Norwalk.
Overhauser on the left wing now at the free throw line. Here's a drive for 2. Giving up a little bit of size there and a good block on the inside by Audrey Folsang. Lauren Walker for a 3. That's off the mark, no good. And Bailey Birmingham will grab the rebound. Audrey Folsang, she's 6 foot, the center for Central DeWitt. Just a freshman, folks.
Yes, and she is tall. She has a long reach here. You can see if she's going to be in on that double team, it makes it tough.
Again, Putman will find a steal, and she'll get it back on a pass. She'll try for a 2. It's short, no good, as Burt ended up coming up with it. Now a cherry pick back the other way, and a foul is going to be whistled against Central DeWitt as they were trying to get in to stop that 3-quarter court pass. And Putman will pick up the foul.
She will. Another thing that was interesting about the first quarter is that Central DeWitt only had 2 scores in their 15 points. Lauren Walker had 9 of those, and Ava Putnam had 6. So they need other players to step up. And as we look at the stats, there's still only 2 in the scoring column for Central DeWitt, where Norwalk has 4 scores so far, of course, being led by Bailey Birmingham.
The other thing that stands out to me, Norwalk shooting 55% from the floor right now, whereas Central DeWitt only 29% from the floor. A big difference there and the way these two teams are shooting the basketball, and that obviously is showing the difference on the scoreboard right now. And now Norwalk will go right back to the free throw line.
It is, and those percentages happen when you drive and have some easy looks underneath the basket, just like right there, that dribble drive. And that's what Coach Ron O'Brien was concerned about and focused on. Hey, we have to try to stop the dribble drive, which is one of the toughest things to do, and they're really struggling at that currently.
Braylon Birmingham at the free throw line as we see her on the drive here, getting fouled by Folsang. Able to knock in both free throws. 147 free throws she has made this year.
Back to her dribble driving and getting fouled, ending up at the line. A lot of those are and ones.
She's 147 of 185 this season. Sound like made-up numbers, especially in her first campaign here with varsity basketball, and I'm sure, especially here at the state tournament, if she hasn't already, starting to turn some heads of some college coaches. There's Bailey with it, looked on a drive on the inside, but a good defense by the Sabres. Step around 3, no good off the left side of the iron, and the rebound by Lauren Walker. Burt with it now. She thought about a 3, got the jump. Inside out play by Central DeWitt, but the 3 ball is no good. Obviously, when you got a 6-footer inside, that inside out could be a good game because for Norwalk, they don't know. You know, is she going to try to turn around and shoot that, or is she going to pass it back out for a 3?
She likes to pass it back out for a 3.
And that time she did. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. We'll come back. 25-15. Norwalk leads over Central DeWitt. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here inside Wells Fargo Arena, there's a look at the Central DeWitt fans and cheerleaders and the Sabres band putting on a little bit of a show here for the crowd inside Wells Fargo Arena. A lot of purple as both these two teams, one of their colors being purple. And so far, we've had a good one so far in this game.
We have, as we look at the numbers, rebounding. There's a little differential there as there is in the score. 14 rebounds so far for Norwalk and only 9 for Central DeWitt. Definitely a key point to reiterate in the timeout.
Travel going to be called on Ava Carlson as the turnover will go right back to Central DeWitt. We'll have an IMT substitution as Ruggerberg will check back in. Thanks to our friends at IMT for sponsoring substitutions. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTINS.com. Lauren Walker with the basketball. Gives it off to Ruggerberg. Fresh into the game. Looking inside at Lauren Walker. No space, though. A couple of Norwalk bodies on her. That ball went off of somebody's head and right into the hands of Norwalk, and then a foul is going to be called fighting for that loose ball. Landry Ruggerberg is going to pick up the foul for Central DeWitt. That'll be her first foul.
You could see the Norwalk defense not guarding Audie Fulsang much. She only scores 3.5 points a game, and so you know she's looking to pass, so that's why they doubled and caused the turnover.
That is the third team foul against Central DeWitt. Watching that. A couple away from sending Norwalk to the free throw line. 3 ball on the way. And it is good for Grace Linder. Shot 27% from beyond the arc this season. She gets one to rattle home there. Inside. Audie looking for 2. Ball was knocked out of bounds. Let's watch this one again. Nice pass inside, and the ball just gets swatted right out of her hands. Good clean play there by Linder.
Yeah, we talked about what will Norwalk do without Pearl Brown. Well, the answer really is Grace Linder. I mean, everybody's stepping up, but she's playing big. Hit that 3, now a big block, so playing great on both ends of the court.
Friendly roll for Ruggerberg as Lauren Walker drew the defenders to her, left Ruggerberg open for a 3, and Landry is able to knock it down. Makes it a 28-18 game, back to 10 points. So game Central DeWitt led early, but Norwalk, since about that middle part of the opening quarter and all the way through here in the second quarter, have led since, and we've got a foul called. I think there was some head, we'll watch that one again. I think there was some head contact. I think it was all clean until the very end, and she got maybe a forearm or an elbow that knocked a little bit of the head. And of course, anytime you get contact to the head, we're going to have a foul called there. Fulsang is called for the foul. That's her second. Carlson will go to the free throw line. And the first one hits off the front end and bounces in. The Central DeWitt fans behind us did not like it, but again, I think her defense was clean up until that last part when she got a piece of the face there.
And there's 2 more for the freshman, Braylon Birmingham.
Free throw line has been friendly so far today for Norwalk.
Yes, and that doesn't just happen, and it doesn't just happen in practice. That's a lot of time in the gym, over and over and over. That muscle memory, spending time, a lot of time practicing those to perfect it.
More IMT substitutions. Lauren Walker will drive in. Didn't have a shot, so she instead kicked it out to Putman. She'll try for a 2. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound will come to Norwalk. Putman steals it again, turns around, tries to put it up, but just not enough on that one.
She did again, feisty rebounding by Ava Carlson. I'm so impressed with her game today.
Norwalk with a chance to try to extend their lead here before our halftime break. 30-18 is their current lead, and now another foul is going to be called against Central DeWitt. And that's the 5th, so that should be free throws for Norwalk. Let's watch this one again. And yeah, just got a lot of contact there. Going in for that ball. Carlson knocks that one down. Another shot for Carlson from the free throw line.
And Braylon Birmingham's a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line today. I don't expect her to miss from there. Maybe all week. Yeah. However long she can stay playing.
They haven't missed one as a team yet today. There's a drive inside for 2, right through the defenders. Nifty little move inside for Zoe Falsang. Falsang hasn't put up a whole lot of scoring numbers this year, but right there defensively as she scores and then shows off her defensive prowess. That's what she is known for Central DeWitt. Can she have back-to-back shots? She can! Falsang with a couple of buckets.
Yes, love the mid-range jumper. A nice penetration and the kick out.
Norwalk a 7 for 7 from the free throw line tonight. Bailey Birmingham couldn't go with the right hand, so she just scoops it up with the left hand in the lane, and just beautiful touch. That's a shooter right there. And now a steal by Norwalk. And they're going to slow things down, says Coach Segerist, with a 34-22 lead in 45 seconds to play until halftime. There is about a 16 differential between game clock and shot clock, and it's thrown away.
I think that the understanding from Linder is that there was going to be a backdoor cut.
Yep.
That didn't happen. So she wasn't just throwing it to the photographers down there. I think they just missed their communication on that backdoor cut.
Yeah. There's definitely a miscommunication there. Either there was supposed to be one or she just thought there was supposed to be one. Either way, still have a 12-point lead. No shot clock now. 12 seconds to play in this quarter. 2-point bucket is up, and it is good off the window for Ruggeberg, and now Norwalk still has a chance. Bailey Birmingham with 3. Can she find a shot away? The Euro throws it off the glass. It is no good. The follow-up does go through, but it's waved off by the officials. Birmingham gave it a good attempt there at the end. Just couldn't quite get one to fall. It's a 10-point lead for Norwalk after the first 16 minutes of basketball, as we see the window shot there for Central DeWitt. Ruggeberg able to grab a couple of them here late in this quarter. What a game we've had so far, Joanna.
Yes, Central DeWitt really slowed down, only had 9 points in that second quarter, so they have to figure out what was working a little better in that first quarter. Obviously, Walker was able to get open and give some looks, but she draws so much attention. They definitely need other people to step up, just like Landry Ruggeberg has done.
Let's go to break. We'll come back. A 10-point lead here in Des Moines. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Different people have different needs, so Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to local communities, so you help make an impact. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, for your community.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
It's been an exciting one so far, and we've got an exciting halftime show going on here inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. The Denison Schleswig Mariachi Band is serenading the crowd here with some great dance moves and some awesome music. 34-24 has been the awesome basketball game we have had so far. Welcome back inside courtside. I'm Sarah Negastal. She's Joanna Settles. And Joanna, we knew it was going to be a lot of offense, and we knew these teams wanted to run up and down the court, and they have lived up to the hype.
They have. That first quarter was faster and furious. Like you said, both teams slowed down a little bit in the second half. Part of the story is that Pearl Browns had foul trouble the whole game, but other people have sure stepped up.
Yeah, Pearl Brown had to sit most of that first half, and that was one of our big questions. What are we going to see from Norwalk defensively with their defensive leader on the bench? Some of the girls have really stepped up.
They sure have. What a great team effort off the bench. Both teams have had great contributions.
Yeah, and for Central DeWitt, got to find an answer for that offense of Norwalk in the halftime break. And, of course, I know that's what Coach Ron O'Brien is working on right now.
He has. They really have to pull weak side. They have to get some help defense on Birmingham. She's driving so many times. She's already 6 for 6 from the free throw line because they're fouling her. You can't go one-on-one with her. She's just too good.
All right, we'll come back with stats of the first half and get you set for the final 16 minutes of the second Class 4A quarterfinal. It is Norwalk leading Central DeWitt 34-24 here inside Wells Fargo Arena. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Welcome back inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. It is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau, 34-24. Now we'll take a look at our Sioux Cub stats as Norwalk leads the way over Central DeWitt here at the halftime. And you've kind of been looking at the stats. I've seen some things that kind of jump out to me. What are some things that kind of jump out to you with the stats here in the first half?
You know, just such balance with Norwalk's offense. A lot of scores. Overholser has 2. Braylon Birmingham has 8, 6 of those with her perfection at the free throw line. Ava Carlson with 6 total points and 6 rebounds, leading all rebounders. Again, playing so hard at both ends of the court. And it's Bailey Birmingham leading all scorers with 15 points. But Grace Linder off the bench with her triple, bringing some energy, of course, with Pearl Brown in foul trouble, key for the Warriors.
One of the things that I noticed was bench points. Central DeWitt, 9 points off the bench, and that's because Norwalk has done really good defensively on the normal scorers and the starters for Central DeWitt.
Yes, it's so important, especially with one player kind of out. They do play quite a few, but important to understand your role on your team and when you get the green light, just to give all that you have. For Central DeWitt, Lauren Walker, such a great player. Her stat line currently is only 9 points offensively. They want to get her going, but she's drawing so many double and triple teams. She also has 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals.
Scoring-wise in the first half looks like this. As Joanna mentioned, Lauren Walker leads the way for Central DeWitt with 9 points. It is 6 points in the first half for Ava Putman. 5 points in the first half for Zoe Falsang. 4 points in the first half for Alyssa Lippens. Taking a look at the other side for Norwalk, it is 15 points for Bailey Birmingham. Braylon Birmingham has 8 points, 6 points for Ava Carlson, 2 points for Hannah Overholser, and 3 points for Grace Linder in the first half of basketball. We'll take another break. We'll come back. We're ready for second half basketball when we come back. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
This game is heating up, folks. Frank squares up like a butcher block on defense. Audie with the fadeaway. She's on fire. Literally, that is. The net has been burned to a crisp.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
This is a matchup for the ages. Audie cuts a path straight to the paint, and she serves up a slam dunk. I hope Audie may have the win, but Frank really got the W on that play. That's got to hurt.
Back inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Class 4A quarterfinal matchup. Fans' official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out and scan the QR code on your screen now, or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. IGHSAU.org, or you can just scan the little QR code there. Is that a dinosaur? Yeah, I think that's a dinosaur.
It is. You ever play the dinosaur game when it goes across? Anyway.
Little dinosaur there on the QR code. Go ahead and scan that if you want to take a look at the state tournament merchandise. Well, both these two teams have some history here at the state tournament. We're talking 5-on-5 history here. 6th time at the state tournament for Central DeWitt and the 7th time for Norwalk. We talked about earlier, early 2000s for Norwalk. They went to state consecutively in 2005, 2006, and 2007. Also have state tournament appearances in 2003, 2000, and 1999. On the other side for Central DeWitt, 1994, they won a state championship, beat Storm Lake in the title game in 1994, 1995, 2011, 2021, 22, and now again here in 2025. So some history. Both teams have won a state title, but it's been quite a while for both teams.
It has, and it's all about the now. Central DeWitt's got to get fired up here. Down 10, not many points on the board. Of course, only 2 starters in Putnam and Walker scoring so far, but big points off the bench with Ruggeberg and Zoe Fulsang. So offense, important for the Sabres.
One of the good things for Central DeWitt is they will start with the basketball. They're going to try Lauren Walker inside the paint. She still is double-teamed, unable to get a shot up. Can they kick it out for a 3? They can. Nylon to start the second half as LeConte finds a triple.
There's that great inside-out game that Coach O'Brien had in his game plan.
34-27. That was a monster three-pointer for Central DeWitt to start the second half. They've got it a couple of times down the floor. They've been able to get some stops and then maybe a run here or a run there. Right now would be a big time for them to get one of those.
It would. To come out and try to cut this deficit in the second half is key for them.
Good defense by the young freshman. Fulsang for Central DeWitt, just 5 on the shot clock. Can they get a shot up? Overhalser will try a tough one. It misses everything. That'll be a shot clock violation. We got to go back to the defense by Fulsang inside. The young freshman didn't foul, moved her feet, and stayed in front of the offender.
She did. She had post defensive. That's what she was supposed to do. And then she came out and tried to double, which rushed the shot, and the Sabres come up with the ball.
Sometimes young players there, they'll want to try to reach in, maybe try to swipe the ball away. And, of course, that's a big no-no, especially with the shot clock ticking down.
Right, good control. Obviously, she'd practiced that. And there's Walker for a big 2.
Yeah, Walker finds a 2, and then Birmingham tried to answer the other way, and now a foul is going to be called here against Central DeWitt. It was Braylon Birmingham. The first attempt could get it to go, but Ava Carlson cleans up the loose change, and she'll go to the free throw line. Birmingham there on the first shot. Just a little strong, expecting some contact, but right there was Carlson with the cleanup, and now she'll get 2 free throws. And that one is up, and it is no good. Just the first miss of the day for Norwalk. Now 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Carlson trying to put the 8th one through. And she will, 8 of 9.
Yes, she will. And I just think it's important to mention this again. Norwalk, when they played against Newton, they were 27 from 27 from the free throw line. I mean, shout out to head coach Joe Segrist. I mean, that is a focus. Those are incredible numbers.
What a move inside for 2 as Burt just kind of weaves in and out of the defenders and then lays it up off the glass. So shifty inside for Kinley Burt. Now Bailey Birmingham on the right side will transition from the top of the key to the right side, looking for a lane to drive, but the middle is packed by Central DeWitt, trying to force the outside. Overhalser now, she answers right back with a 2 attempt. It's no good. Again, Carlson for a rebound. And they try to swing it to the left side to Braylon Birmingham. Overhalser inside, too far under. Gives it to Carlson for 2. They're going to wave off the shot. Timeout called before the shot for Norwalk, so they wave it off. And the timeout is going to be called for the Warriors.
I have to go back to Ava Carlson and her rebounding. I mean, she's 5'9", going against a legit 6 foot, if not taller, Fulsang from Central DeWitt, and she is fighting. She's low and using her body so well to play the angles to get that ball. I mean, you could just see the intensity and fierceness on her face, but just playing with such tenacity under the basket at both ends of the court.
Yeah, Ava Carlson has been doing the dirty work inside today for Norwalk. As you see the ball girls Been helping out the referees every time the timeout. There's a timeout on the floor, running out with some water for our officials.
And we see number 1 for Norwalk back in, Pearl Brown. Again, haven't seen her a lot. They run the out-of-bounds play for her, but it's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, LeConte there with a good job with the deflection. 24 on the shot clock, 5:42 to play here in the third quarter. And they'll have to pass it in deep back towards half court to Bailey Birmingham. And now Birmingham will try to set up the offense for Norwalk. She's going to drive in and collects the foul. She kind of backed out, cleared the lane, cleared the space, and took the drive.
She did. Lots collapsed. Her sister was open in the corner, but she went for it because she wanted to end up shooting free throws. She loves it.
Second team foul against Central DeWitt here in the third quarter. Central DeWitt has kind of worked their way back into this game, had it to within 4 a moment ago, now back to 5. Second free throw is no good, and the rebound comes this way. We thought Central DeWitt would give it a run here in the second half, and they have so far. Lauren Walker, speaking of giving it a run, she drives in and lays it off the glass.
Yes, what a start for Central DeWitt in this second half.
Back to within 3. Again, packing in the lane. Now Norwalk can shoot threes. And they're going to try one here with Overholser, but that one's up and no good. But I think for Central DeWitt, they would rather try to test Norwalk from the outside rather than letting them have open threes for the tie. It's no good. Off the front of the iron by Lauren Walker. And the drive-in transition. This is where Norwalk is good. Looking for points in transition. Inside out. Bailey Birmingham for a triple. And it's no good. It goes over the top of the backboard. That one will be out of bounds. And the ball back to Central DeWitt. Again, a chance for a tie. Trailing by 3.
Yeah, it's good penetration by Pearl Brown. She drove in, and I just have to say, you really should not leave Bailey Birmingham open behind 3. They did. This was one time that she did not connect, but I would not advise that for the Sabre defense.
Zoe Falsang will check back in. She's an IMT substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTINS.com, the sponsor of our substitutions here in this state tournament. Can Central DeWitt find a tie or at least draw within a point here? They will try for the tie. It is no good, a bit strong. Rebound, there's a fight for it. And Central DeWitt comes right back with it. Lauren Walker has a hand in her face. She'll dish it off to her left side to Burt for a 3, no. Now a third opportunity for Central DeWitt, this time down. Lauren Walker drives in against the contact, and a foul is going to be called against Braylon Birmingham. And Lauren Walker back to the stripe.
Yes, a great take by her. She's really come alive here in the second half. This is what we expected out of her. Just a little slow start for her, but there she goes.
And I got to correct myself. They didn't call the foul on Birmingham. They said she was straight up and down. They called the foul on the backside on Ava Carlson. So Carlson was guarding on the backside, and she gets called for that foul. So they do say that Birmingham was straight up and down, no contact there. Carlson charged with the foul for Norwalk. First free throw is good by Lauren Walker. That's just Carlson's first foul, so she's okay here in the third quarter. Lauren Walker's second free throw is up, and it is good. Lauren Walker knocks down both of them. She's nearing 100 made free throws this season for Central DeWitt.
Has 13 points now in this competition.
605 points coming into this state tournament for Lauren Walker this season. Here's a drive inside. Birmingham for 2. Shot is good, and the foul called. So Birmingham takes the contact, able to finish the shot, and we'll have another chance at a 3-point play.
It set a screen for her at the high post. She chose not to use the screen, got her defender off balance, took it with her left. Here she is again at the free throw line. This is free throw number 7 for the N1.
It's to go. Norwalk now 10 of 12 from the free throw line so far here tonight. Those are a big 10 points. Think about what this game is like. You know, let's say if they were a 40% free throw shooting team or a 50% free throw shooting team. I mean, this game is probably tied, or maybe Central DeWitt has that lead. So free throws could play big dividends in this game. That shot no good for Central DeWitt. Inside to Walker against Birmingham, and Birmingham finds the block with those long arms, and now not only finds the block, she wants to run the other way. Can she have everything? She gets called for a travel, I believe, yes. Birmingham tried for the block, the run out the other way, and the bucket, but just shuffled the feet inside, gets called for a travel.
Norwalk didn't agree with that. She kind of got cut up, got stumbled up a little bit on that Euro step.
Central DeWitt trails the game by 4, 39-35. And now they're going to throw it away, as that'll be a turnover right back to Norwalk. And Norwalk with a chance to try to extend their lead with 3:01 to play here in the third quarter. 3 fouls against Central DeWitt, just 1 against Norwalk so far. We'll have another IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com, as Grace Linder will check back in. We've seen some good production from Linder off the bench today.
We have, and that's the first time Ava Carlson has taken a break.
And now Linder, fresh off the bench, tries for a little floating 2 on a drive from the right side. Can't get it to go. Central DeWitt a chance to draw closer. Lauren Walker, ball in her hand. She'll pass it around. Now they'll go to the right side. Open 3 on the way. It is good. Ruggeberg knocks it down. Landry Ruggeberg, 31% from beyond the arc this year. Grace Linder can't get that one to go. And now Central DeWitt a chance to take the lead. Have not led in this game since about the middle portion of the first quarter. But they have a chance here. What do you want to see from the Sabres offensively this trip down?
I love what Walker can do. So if she gets doubled, though, she's really wise and does pass the ball, share the ball. Here she goes, taking on 2.
Got the pass inside. Was looking for the 2. Sometimes those shots, you're not always maybe looking for the bucket. You'd like the bucket. Maybe you're looking for the contact to get yourself to the free throw line as well. She got neither. And a kick ball will keep it here with Norwalk. Both teams have used 2 timeouts so far in this game, so keep that in mind going down the stretch. Both coaches have 3 at their disposal with 1:58 left here in the third period. Birmingham might have been partially tipped. Shot is up and it is no good. And Central DeWitt comes out with it, racing back the other way. That's Burt. There was 2 Norwalk defenders there, yet Burt was the one that came out with it. And she stepped on the out-of-bounds line, tried to pitch it off for another 3 from the right side, but just couldn't quite tiptoe that out-of-bounds line. IMT substitution as Clara Lecoq will check back in. Has played in 18 games this season. 140 points for the junior. Stands at 5'4". Inside for 2. Birmingham, no good, goes back to the free throw line.
Nice, and that was a set play to kind of overload the opposite side of the ball of the court, so that Braylon could take it to him and not have as many defenders. So it was a set that they were all making sure they were on the same page for.
Birmingham's free throw a little short off the front of the iron. As we see this one again. She wanted the and 1 there, just couldn't quite get enough on it. Second free throw is up and it is good. Makes it once again a 2-point game for the tie. Lecoq has got it. We're tied at 40. 1:12 to play. Central DeWitt not going down without a fight. Birmingham on the left side. That is Braylon Birmingham, gives it off to Bailey. Bailey dribbling back towards the half-court line. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Bailey Birmingham looking for the jab step inside, kicks it back out to Braylon. Braylon's going to drive with the left hand. Such a long reach for Birmingham, able to pitch that one in.
Yes, and no help because the defender of Bailey could not leave Bailey at the three-point line. So a nice driving lane for Braylon.
Lauren Walker nearly had it knocked away. She's able to hang on to it, get it away for a moment. Now she'll kick it out. And a body foul is going to be called against Overholzer as she was closing out on a possible three-point attempt and just got a little bit too much contact there.
And who was in charge of that play? Lauren Walker again, penetrating, drawing defense, kicking it out.
Overholzer will pick up her third foul, so she'll go to the bench for a little breather. Doesn't want to pick up a fourth here in the last 21 seconds. And a chance for Central DeWitt to take the last shot. Possession arrow favors Norwalk. So they'll start with it in the fourth. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Wide open shot inside. It's up, and it is good. Thrown in by Putman. Now with three, can Bailey Birmingham. Long stride at the buzzer. It's good if it goes, and it's good. Bailey Birmingham, a long stride across the court, and she banks it in as we go to the fourth. Instead of being tied 42-42, it'll be 45-42 as Birmingham sets, shoots, fires, and scores for Norwalk. One more time from the backside. Look at that. We'll come back for the fourth and final quarter right after this. This is the IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Back here to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Bailey Birmingham. The bank is open, and she knocks it down. And we talked about before, Norwalk starts the fourth quarter with the basketball. That was a huge play, a 2-for-1 opportunity for Norwalk.
It was because the third quarter was all the momentum from Central DeWitt as they won that quarter 18-11. But just as the pep band was playing, this moment is my destiny. It's anybody's game. Here we go, quarter four.
Looking for back-to-back. This time it's no good. Coach Segrist kind of shaking his head there a little bit. Either way, it'll be 45-42 as we are 15 seconds into this fourth, what should be an entertaining fourth and final quarter. Will that banked-in three for Birmingham be the difference? We'll find out. Lauren Walker with it at the top of the key. And she's going to try for two, and she's going to get called for a travel inside.
Again, a really nice read to bring the double team by Ava Carlson. She did leave her defender, but on the spin move, she was right there, which caused that extra pressure, caused the turnover.
Bailey Birmingham brings it back out for a moment. Now she'll move to the right side. Now she's going to go back left. Hands it off to Overholzer, and a foul is going to be called on a reach-in. Burt is going to pick up the foul. That is the fourth against Burt, so she's going to have to go to the bench for an IMT substitution. Learn how to be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. And the inbound pass is taken away for Central DeWitt. A chance for a bucket. Lauren Walker for three. Yes, ma'am! We're tied at 45. They get a steal on the inbound pass, and Lauren Walker makes them pay. Birmingham floating 2, in and out, no good. And Central DeWitt has all the momentum in a tie basketball game, 45-45.
They do. We talked about the importance of the girls coming off the bench, and that was Ruggerberg for the Sabres, getting that steal, leading to that huge three-pointer by Walker.
Here's another three-point attempt. It is no good. That one would have blown the lid off this place of the Central DeWitt fans right behind us. LeCon has been good on a couple of them today. That one looked good. Just didn't have a lot of rim luck with it. And now Norwalk a chance to retake the lead in this knotted-up basketball game. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Overhalser will pump fake, and she'll drive off the glass. It's good. Just a little pump fake with the basketball, enough for her to get some space.
Yes, you just need a step, and you go all the way to the rim.
Back to a 2-point lead for Norwalk. Sabres on a drive inside. An answer 2 is no good. And now numbers for Norwalk. They're 5-on-4 across the line. Can they make use of the numbers? Shot is no good. We've got a fight for the basketball. We're going to have a foul called. And they're going to call it against Central DeWitt. LeConte's going to be called for the foul. As those two kind of came down on top of each other. Here's a pass inside to Birmingham. Second opportunity here for Norwalk on this opportunity. Can they make it work out for them? It's stolen away. Another steal by Central DeWitt. Now they have numbers across the line. And the ball is lost out of bounds right back to Norwalk.
Yep, you got to kick that back to Walker. It was Walker who caused the turnover on Birmingham.
You would know this from experience, but when these girls wake up tomorrow or even maybe later tonight, it's going to feel like they just got done playing a volleyball game.
It will. They'll be sore, but you're only sore if you lose. If you win, hey, you're playing another day. It really doesn't hurt that much.
From all the diving on the court, waking up with those bumps and bruises. They wave the shot off.
Yes, here's this 4-low out of bounds that we see. It almost always goes to number 20. To Bailey Birmingham. They're covering that now. There she comes off the screen. They always want the ball in her hands or her sister's coming off this out-of-bounds set.
Braylon Birmingham with it at the top of the key. Gives it off to Overhalser. She's stuck with the basketball. And a timeout's going to be called by Norwalk to try to save the possession as we are close to the 5-second close guard call. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. 47-45. It feels like the defensive intensity has kind of picked up a little bit more here in the fourth quarter than we saw earlier in the game.
Yes, even that last steal by Walker to, Birmingham. I was like, which one was it? It was Braylon. Birmingham, who doesn't have a lot of turnovers, it forced a turnover from her. So lots of scrappy play. You see so much help defense doubling. It makes it tough. It's a lot of pressure. And now in the fourth quarter, it's wearing down a little bit. This has been a fast-paced game. They're a little more tired. So really important to key in and take quality shots.
You know, one thing that I noticed looking at the stats here, as the shooting percentages kind of even out a little bit, Norwalk earlier in the game, they were 55% to the 29% of Central DeWitt. Now 42% for Norwalk and 40% for Central DeWitt, and we're seeing that on the scoreboard.
We are, and most things have balanced out, including the turnovers, 16-14 Norwalk. The rebounds, only a 4-point differential, +4 for Norwalk. So with a tight score, so many similar statistics.
7 on the shot clock. Birmingham's going to put it up. It's no good. Doesn't get the roll. There's Carlson again. A second opportunity for Carlson out of bounds. Touched. And did it hit the rim? It did hit the rim that first time. So shot clock reset. And then Carlson grabbed a couple of rebounds. That shot clock was down to 5. Birmingham's shot was no good. And Carlson grabbed 2 rebounds. Playing tough inside for Norwalk. Inbound pass. A tough one. But Birmingham comes down with it. Lauren Walker, great defense on that inbound.
Yes, again, you know it's going to number 20, so they had to make a pretty tough pass up and over that defense.
What will Norwalk do with the fresh shot clock? Haven't talked a lot about Pearl Brown. She had the ball there moments ago. in for the stretch run for Norwalk. Birmingham lost the handle on it. And up the other way in transition comes Central DeWitt. Lauren Walker baseline kicks it off. 2-point shot up, and it is good by Zoe Falsang. And we're back to tied again at 47.
Yes, if Walker doesn't score, she puts her teammates in positions to do so.
Birmingham bobbled the basketball, got it off to Bailey Birmingham. Her 2 is no good. Ava Carlson, who else would be right there for a rebound against 2 defenders and goes right back to the free throw line?
Incredible offensive rebounding. Just incredible. I know we don't have a player of the game, but she's my favorite player today. She's not even the top 3 in scoring for either team. Lauren Walker has 18. Bailey Birmingham has 19, Braylon Birmingham has 14, but it's the 12 monster rebounds by Ava Carlson, and you see her there just doing everything she can. That's her 13th rebound of the day, doing everything she can for these Warriors.
And you look on that replay, 1, 2, 3 Sabres, 1 Warrior, and that 1 Warrior grabs the rebound. Her first free throw was good. Her second one misses, so it'll work out to be a 1-point lead for Norwalk with 3:45 to play in the ball game. Norwalk, 2 timeouts remaining, 3 for Central DeWitt. Looking for the lead, and a foul is going to be called. 2 shots coming. Down on the floor, a little shaken up. Looks like she's going to be able to get up here. That's Kinley Burt. And she'll go to the free throw line. They'll give her a little bit of time here to work this one out as she walks all the way back towards the half-court line. But what a tough take there for Burt.
Yeah, it was a hard fall.
And she'll walk back up to the free throw line, shakes it off, just needed a second. And the first free throw is up, and it is no good. 3:38 to play in the ball game, and you can tell Burt is feeling that one a little bit. She'll get one more opportunity here to try to tie this game.
Burt only has 2 points on the night, but she has played incredible defense trying to slow down Bailey Birmingham.
Neither free throw falls. It works out again to a 1-point lead for Norwalk. Birmingham was looking for some help, never got any. Now it's nearly turned over, and it is turned over. Here comes Central DeWitt. Birmingham was looking for some help. That ball is out of bounds. Last touched by Norwalk as it's thrown off the legs of Bailey Birmingham. And it will stay with Central DeWitt as they will inbound the basketball into the backcourt and bring it back across into the front court. 27 on the shot clock. They feed inside to Walker. Takes the contact. The shot no good. But who's there for the rebounder? 14th of the game for Carlson. Up to Holscher off the glass. It's good. In transition, what Norwalk does best. Back to a 3-point lead. Lauren Walker inside. Backdoor feed. Now there's a fight for a loose ball. We've got a jump ball. Stays with Central DeWitt. And there's no fear in either team's eyes. That ball is on the floor. 3 girls say, let's all dive for it. And they all crash into each other. We're going to have a timeout called by Central DeWitt. Full timeout will take it as well. It's a 3-point Norwalk lead. 2:50 to play. Hopefully you come back and join us. It's going to be a good close to this one. The IGHSAU State Basketball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
At American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines as you see the pep bands playing away there. That is the Central DeWitt pep band. And the lead 50-47. Fans enjoying this one. That's the Norwalk sidelines. We've had a good one so far, Joanna.
It sure has, just like that last play. A huge defensive rebound by Ava Carlson, pushing the ball up the court, getting it to Hannah Overhauser, who was the runner on that one, and a big fast break, 2 points by Norwalk.
What a crowd this is, too. Both schools traveling well. A ton of purple on both sides, and we've got, of course, the fans getting ready for our next Class 4A game as well. We've got a lot more basketball to come. Lauren Walker for 2, no good, but the cleanup is there, and it does go for Zoe Falsang, and then she's going to be whistled for a foul. So Zoe Falsang finds the quick bucket on the loose change, and then she's called for a foul. That's the 5th, so it should be free throws here for Norwalk, which is not a good thing for Central DeWitt. Norwalk so far today, 12 of 16. They have missed either the front or the back end of the last few. Started the game 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Now they're 12 of 16. The first one is no good. As a team this year, they shoot 75.8% from the line, and they're about right at that 75% line right now.
But it's Braylon Birmingham who you want there, and very rarely does she miss 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's big for Central DeWitt. Very uncommon. But, of course, a new stage for a lot of these girls. And that one's poked out of bounds. Actually, all these girls for Norwalk. First time here at the state tournament since 2007. They went to the quarters and made it to the quarters, of course, in the first round and lost to Xavier. Well, guess who's waiting on the other side of this game? It is Xavier for either Central DeWitt or Norwalk. Good backdoor feed inside to Lauren Walker, and she knows what to do with it. Full court pressure put on the backcourt, and Birmingham will bring it across the line. Looking for a steal. Ball is loose, and we're going to have a foul called against Falsang. As she was looking for the loose ball, Central DeWitt disagrees, and that will send Norwalk right back to the free throw line. Lauren Walker, look at the leadership from Walker as she immediately gets to all of her teammates and says, hey, let that one go.
Yeah, you're not going to change the call.
The rest of the Central DeWitt players all a little frustrated on the foul. And Lauren Walker, you can still see her. Look at her in the corner of your screen down there, number 30. That entire time, clapping, talking to her teammates. Trying to provide the leadership for the Central DeWitt team. First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good.
Again, just in this run, the Birmingham sisters only 1 for 4 in free throw makes. So that's why we're tied up at 51 here as we're nearing a minute 30 in this game.
And a steal by Birmingham, and a foul's called on Walker. Birmingham with the steal. Walker is called for a foul. So again, Norwalk heading back to the free throw line, and now it seems like Central DeWitt kind of playing with a little fire here, as 3 possessions in the last 4 they have sent Norwalk to the free throw line.
Well, that also speaks to the intensity of their defense. They're doing everything they can. They're trying to get into those passing lanes and work so hard to put the pressure on to cause turnovers.
Birmingham's first free throw is good. She'll get one more opportunity, and she misses the back end. It's been a little while since Norwalk has made both of their free throws at the line. Now just 13 of 20 from the free throw line tonight. Lauren Walker with the basketball, stopped with it. It's a 1-point Norwalk lead. What can they do offensively? They're going to look for a kick out to the right side, looking for a 3. Off the mark, no good. And Ava Carlson, who else would be there for the rebound? Lauren Walker trying to get a stop in the backcourt and finally bring it across the line. Only a couple of seconds to spare, and that'll be a timeout for Norwalk with 1 second left until the shot, or pardon me, the 10-sec violation. And of course, Coach Segrist, that's the quickest I've seen him move all day, as he was running down to the scorer's table looking for that timeout. Man, oh man, we're going to keep it right here. 1:06 to play in the ball game. Who knows? This fourth quarter might not be all the basketball we have in this game.
Yes, such a key, quick timeout. by Norwalk coach Joe Segrist. He had to get a timeout. That's why he was running down there to make sure, because Norwalk wants this offensive possession to try to go up 3 or even 4 to put the pressure on Central DeWitt.
It was a fundamental jump stop, though, coming down. He was running down, jump stop, held the feet in place, no travel there. So very fundamental by Coach Segrist.
I didn't know we were analyzing the coaches, how they call timeouts. I just think it's a good one.
Yeah, there we go. Gets it to go
funny.
as Coach Segrist, of course, very experienced coach. Spent many years at West Des Moines Valley, won 2 state titles there. Now he's trying to win a state title at Norwalk, but he's got to get through a tough Central DeWitt team. 52-51. Actually, this entire 4A field, by the time we get to the championship game, both teams are going to be exhausted. Whoever gets there here in Class 4A, because it has just been and going to be a slugfest between all 8 of these teams. Xavier of Cedar Rapids, the first team that has punched their ticket to the semifinals. They're the 8th seed. They get the winner of this one. 52-51. Braylon Birmingham with it.
Key possession. If they score here, it'll be tough for Central DeWitt to beat them.
They do find a tough bucket there for the freshman Braylon Birmingham. It's a 3-point game, still just 1 possession. 40 seconds to play in the game. And they're going to take a timeout. They were dribbling around with it, trying to let a little bit of clock go out and then call that timeout. It'll be a full timeout. And we'll take a look at that Birmingham drive again. Contact all the way throughout, and she stays with it and just knocks it in.
Right, she got deeper than she wanted to and actually had to use her right hand because she got so deep into the lane after the bump, but a nice no call, and she puts it up and in. She does it so well. The best freshman scorer in the state, there she is.
I have a feeling that we are going to be talking about Braylon Birmingham for many years to come here at the state tournament.
We are, but this is such a special one because they're sisters, and of course her sister Bailey, number 20 for Norwalk, is a senior.
Yeah.
So a really special time for the siblings.
No matter what happens, the outcome of this game, a memory that they will probably cherish for the rest of their life.
Yes, a lot of fun.
54-51, 36.2 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. There is the Central DeWitt fans as they are excited. They'll be back here at Wells Fargo Arena no matter what in the coming weeks to come, as their boys, not kind of rare, but boys basketball team also makes it kind of fun to see when you have both a boys and a girls team make the state tournament.
Yeah, so Coach O'Brien working hard over there with the whiteboard to chalk something up, and they expect Walker to be double teamed, so I expect someone besides Walker to take this shot. She might get it, draw the double team, and go for who's open.
They'll get it in. 21 seconds on the shot clock. About 11-second differential there between game clock and shot clock. Central DeWitt does have timeouts left if they need them. Lauren Walker, step back 3 for the tie. She's got it! Clutch shot, 15 seconds to play in the ball game. What will Norwalk do? Are they going to take a timeout to set something up? No, they're going to let it play out. Braylon Birmingham, she's going to drive and try for the win. It's good, no good. Rebound, Pearl Brown scores and the game's over. Pearl Brown grabs the rebound and she kisses it off the glass to win the game as time expires. We knew that Birmingham was going to try for the drive. She could not get it to go. But just like all game long, Norwalk has had somebody there to clean up the loose change. And Pearl Brown sat most of the game with foul trouble, but comes up clutch. Grabs the rebound and puts it in before the red light.
This feels like a championship win. So much emotion. Both teams, incredible half-court defense intensity. Some of the top teams in the state here with their defense. And what an effort. What an offensive board on that left side. Up and in for Pearl Brown, and they continue their season.
What a roller coaster ride for Pearl Brown. Obviously was disappointed earlier in the game. Let's go downstairs, though. We'll talk more about that in a moment for today's award ceremony.
Each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are basketball administrator Gary Ross and executive director Aaron Gerlich. Congratulations to head coach Ron O'Brien and the Sabres from Central DeWitt on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Bailey Birmingham advance your team to the next round on the official bracket at center court. Norwalk fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play Thursday at 5 o'clock. And fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, thank you for coming out today and supporting your favorite team. As a reminder, please.
Back here courtside, Zero-Negastel, Joanna settles with this one, and man, oh man, I think the heart rate's starting to come down here a little bit from the way this game played out. We thought this was the game we were going to have as our highlights play here. And then, Norwalk took a little bit of a lead, and it was like, okay, what is Central DeWitt going to do? They answer back and give us the game we were hoping for.
Absolutely. It was that big halftime 10-point lead by Norwalk, and Central DeWitt kept chipping away. They actually won the third quarter 18-11. They won the fourth quarter 12-11, but not quite enough to put it in their hands. A shout out to the calm demeanor, the steady demeanor of Lauren Walker, who hit a big three, but not quite enough for Central DeWitt. She finishes with 23, and Norwalk, the sisters, Braylon Birmingham with 16, Bailey Birmingham with 21 points, but it was Ava Carlson's huge 16 rebounds that allows Norwalk to continue on.
And a lifetime memory for Pearl Brown. She hit a game-winning shot at the state tournament.
Unbelievable. One you never forget. Put that one on replay.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in this Class 4A quarterfinal. Make sure you stick around. We have 2 more 4A quarterfinals to come before we move on into Class 2A here inside Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines. For our entire crew here inside the arena, she's Joanna Settles. I'm Zero-Negastel. Final score, Norwalk 56, Central DeWitt 54. Good afternoon, everybody.